Hi, welcome to my video on the product of a number and a radical, part 1. Find the product of each. Let's do some examples. 3 and root 2 when we multiply is 3 root 2. 7 and root 3 is 7 root 3. Negative 8 and root 5 is a negative 8 root 5. Just to remind you, these products are like 3 and x. So that's a 3x. Notice the 3, but there's no multiplication sign in between. Like 7 and root 3 is like 7 and y. The product is 7y. So 3 root 2 is 3 times root 2. Practice. Pause the video and find the product of each. 9 and root 6 is 9 root 6. Negative 4 and negative root 10 is 4 root 10. Negative times a negative positive. 4 bracket root 7 is the same as 4 times root 7, so it's 4 root 7. Negative 9 bracket root 11 is multiplication, so it's a negative 9 root 11. Find the product of each. Some examples. As you see, I'm just varying it to make sure you know what you're going to be doing as the unit moves on. 4 times 2 root 3. 4 times 2 is 8 root 3. 9 times negative 3 root 2 is negative 27 root 2. Notice the 9 is multiplied by the negative 3, not by the 2. Negative 7 over 4 times negative 4 root 5. The 4's cancel out because that's negative 4 over 1. They cancel out. And 4 into negative 4 is negative 1. So negative 7 times negative 1 is 7 root 5. Practice means, in my videos, pause the video, work out these answers, and press play back to see if you're okay. Find the product of each. 6 times 3 root 7 is 18 root 7. A half times 8, 2 into 8 goes 4, so it's a negative 4 root 3. Negative times negative positive, 10 root 10. 9 times 4 is 36 root 2. And negative 3 over 7 times 7 root 11. The 7's cancel. And I get a negative 3 root 11. And there's no cancellation here. Negative 4 is over 1, so that's a negative 8 over 3 root 6. Notice 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. 3 times 1 is 3. Negative 8 over 3 root 6. Let's continue. More practice. Simplify each. When possible, simplify the radical first. Because if you simplify the radical, then you can move on to do the next step. Always simplify the radical first. Here we go. When possible, simplify the radical first. Example, root 8. I'm going to take a shortcut. Root 8 is 4 times 2. So root 8 is 2 root 2, because the square root of 4 is 2. Now that I have a simplified, then I have a 10 root 2. And root 18 is 9 times 2, the perfect square. Square root of 9 is 3, and you got a root 2. Multiply, negative 21 root 2. 4 over 3, square root of 45. Perfect square in 45 as a factor is 9. 9 times 5 is 45. Square root of 9 is 3 root 5. When I multiply 4 over 3 times 3 or root 5, the 3's cancel, and I get 4 root 5. And 3 root 12. Root 12 can be simplified because 12 is a 4 times 3. Square root of 4 is 2. So root 12 is 2 root 3, and 3 times 2 is 6 root 3. Negative 2 over 5, and 32 is 16 times 2, so that's 4 root 2. The 4 is over 1, so when I multiply the fraction, negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. 5 times 1 is 5 root 2. Practice. Pause the video and work these answers out to see if you're going to do okay and understand what I'm trying to show you. Here we go. Negative 10 root 50 is 25 times 2. So root 50 is 5 root 2. And negative 10 times 5 is negative 50 root 2. Negative 8 root 20. 20 is 4 times 5. The square root of 4 is 2 root 5. Multiply. Negative 16 root 5. 7. And root of 27 is 9 times 3. Square root of 9 is 3, so it's 3 root 3. And 21 root 3. 7 over 2. The root of 8. 8 is 4 times 2, so it's 2 root 2. The 2's cancel because it's 2 over 1. 2 cancels top and bottom, so I get a 7 root 2. Negative 2 ninths, and root 63, 9, 7 nines are 63, so it's 3 root 7. Square root of 9 is 3, 3 root 7. 3 is over 1, so 3 into 3 goes once, 3 into 9 goes 3, so that simplifies to negative 2 thirds root 7. And 7 over 10, 28 is 4 times 7, so it's 2 root 7. And again, the 2 is over 1, we're multiplying fractions, so I cancel. I could do it the other way, but it's longer. I'm going to show you that. 2 times 7 is 14. 10 times 1 is 10, root 7. And now you reduce it. So it's 2 into 14 goes 7, 2 into 10 goes 5. And you get 7 over 5, excuse me, root 7. But the cancellation is quicker. 2 into 2 goes once, 2 into 10 goes 5. So I get a 7 over 5 root 7. Easier to cancel with fractions first and then multiply. I always like to cancel. And here we go. More problems. And always obey Pemdas or bedmass when simplifying. Remember, Pemdas is brackets or parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division left to right, addition, subtraction left to right. So when you write down PEMDAS is the order of operations. The brackets are already simplified because they're 5 root 2, 2 root 2. I have no exponents, so that's gone. Now we have to multiply these two before we add and subtract. So that's a 15 root 2 plus 8 root 2. Multiplication is done, division is done. I will add. So that's 23 root 2. Because they're like radicals, 15 plus 8 is 23. And again, we multiply before we have no, you can see no brackets. They're already simplified. No exponents, so multiply. So that's a negative 6 root 6. Negative times a negative is a positive. 20 root 6. And when I add, I get 14 root 6. So practice means pause the video, work out the answers, and see if you're going to do okay. Here we go. Multiply by Pemdas. 21 root 5 plus 10 root 5. And like terms is root 5 for both of them, so it gives me a 31 root 5. And in this one, Pemdas, P-E-M-D-A-S, again, no brackets. The bracket is already simplified, no exponents, so I'm going to Notice I have 10 root 7 and there's a multiplication here. So I have to multiply first. 8 times 4 is 32 root 7. Since they're like radicals, root 7 is the same radical. Add, I get a 42 root 7. And the same here, I have to multiply these two before I can subtract. A half of 6 is 3. 5's cancel. I get a negative 2 root 2. They're the same radicals, root 2. 3 subtract 2 is 1. There's the 1 understood. Double negative is a positive. Should always get rid of that. And we multiply first. So it's a negative 44 root 6. Add on 8 root 6. Common radical is root 6. Negative 44 add on 8 is a negative 36 root 6. Now we have Pemdas again. Just keep track of PEM or bedmass, whichever one you want. Pemdas or bedmass, your choice, whatever way you learned it. So I look through and I see a double negative, so I make a positive. And I see a multiplication, a multiplication, a multiplication, a multiplication. So I multiply first. Negative 18 root 3. 6, 3 into 6 goes 2, so it's a plus 2 root 11. And 3 times 3 is 9 root 3. And plus 20 root 11. So now I have root 3's and root 11's, so I'll group 18 root 3 plus 9 root 3 plus 2 root 11 plus 20 root 11. Notice when I move these, I do not change the signs because I'm not transposing. So it's a negative 9 root 3 when you add these two. And when you add root 11s, you get 22 root 11. And again, we have to think of PEMDAS. After a while, I'm writing it down, but I can go through this in my head. There's no brackets, it's already simplified. No exponents, so they're done. I have to, that's simplified, and I have to do this multiplication first. So I get a 1/3 root 7, 1/2 root 7, and I cancel here, so 5 into 5 goes once. So that's a negative 1/6 root 7. And they're all root 7s, so I have to add fractions. So the LCD for these fractions, 2, 3, and 6, the LCD is 6. So that means I have to take each fraction and have a denominator of 6. So I multiply this first one by 2/2. So it gives me 2/6 root 7. I multiply this fraction by 3/3. So that gives me 3/6 root 7. And this is already a denominator of 6, so I'll leave it alone. All fractions have the same denominator, so you keep your denominator. 2 plus 3 is 5, minus 1 is 4/6 root 7. And 4/6 reduces. 2 into 4 goes 2, 2 into 6 goes 3. So the final answer is 2/3 root 7. So that's simplifying with your multiplying a number by a radical. Very simple, but a lot of practice makes you perfect, because you're going to need that as we move on to the unit. Multiplying a number and a radical. If you like my video, click the like button, click the subscribe button, and the notification bell, because there are more videos coming your way. Write a comment on my video if you wish, if you're a subscriber. And visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com. The section on me talks about my degrees and teaching experience. Video section talks about the strategies I'm going to use to help you learn your math. And the content section has the topics and the number of videos on those topics on my YouTube channel, Math Fully Explained. And the black font is what's online right now, and the red font are the topics that will be there in the near future. Thank you for viewing my video. Bye-bye.